I'm in the building. It's your boy. I'm back. You know what it is. The Round Table Podcast, man. Sponsored by the good fellas at We Out Travel. And I got a brother here today, man, that's just been on the grind. I mean, grind is an understatement, man. He's been on his hustle, his grind. He's covering a lot of different areas, man. I want y'all to give my brother, man, brother Dre Chief, a round of applause and welcome to the Round Table Podcast. Welcome to the show, Playboy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shot, good to have you.
Brother,
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Man. Appreciate you. Man.
Jersey, what's up? We're here. We live. Dre Chief, Chief Guard.
Hey.
Follow me on Instagram. We're going to start off like that. My social media. So CHIEF, Guard, GADW, GAWD 7.
That's what it do, man. King, first and foremost, I always give my, you know what I'm saying, my peoples they flowers. I respect your hustle.
Thank you, brother.
I respect
Thank you.
your grind. I respect your energy, and I respect where you're going with it. It's not a lot of buffoonery. It's not a lot of selling your soul. It's raw. It's from the heart, and it's great, and the energy is well received. And I just want to say I salute you, King.
Peace to you, man. I appreciate
You know
that.
what I'm saying? And we gonna dive into this thing, man, because I got a few questions from the gate, man. Where did it all start from for your boy, man?
Oh, man. So musically,
Musically, you know what I mean? Cause
I mean,
what's your era? What you know?
well, I straight up. I was born in 1983.
Okay.
So I grew up in that era where, you know, there was no BET yet. There was Video Music Box, but there was more like MTV. Growing up, I was into the Metallicas, the Guns N' Roses, the Meatloafs, you know, and then it transitioned into Rex and Effects, Tribe Called Quest, Black Moon. Growing up was
Smith and West.
Smith and Wesson. They were my favorite artists growing up.
Right.
And then, you know, Queensbridge and all those artists, that era. And I just grew from there.
The
You know,
music just became a part of you.
it was one of those things where, like, if you bring out the Smith and Wesson, the Shining album, I can recite every song for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like as an artist, that's how I started. I started reciting other rappers' lyrics, becoming that, living that, being this culture.
Okay.
See, hip hop is a way of life.
Okay.
It's not a gimmick. And you know, we're gonna talk about gimmicks too. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's
'cause
a
I'm
lot
about
of
to say
gimmicks.
let's keep it a buck. It's a lot of gimmicks
There's
in
a
the
lot
game.
there's a lot of gimmicks, but the originality of it it's a culture. It's a way of life. You know, and I feel like that's what I am. You know, when people, even right now that I'm talking to you, it sounds like I'm rapping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say that to me. When you speak with your hands.
Yeah,
but,
you flowing.
but I'm flat. Exactly. It's a rhythm of life.
Right.
And I have to be in tune with that at all times. So growing up, it was just listening. I was a part of music and reciting these albums that I you know, basically embraced and became. So because you are what you believe you are. So what I'm trying to say is that if you constantly eating Big Macs, you're gonna be a Big Mac. You're gonna look
Right,
like
right.
that. So if you constantly listening to Smith and Wesson, you constantly listening to Hove, whatever you do, listen to, you become it. So that's what I became. I became an artist.
Right.
You know, even if I was a great sports player growing up, but deep down inside, I had a thing for music. You know, but we'll get to that. We'll get deeper into.
I mean, we just here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about finding out. You know what I'm saying? Where and when did it all take place for you? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand certain things within themselves because, you know, at that age, we young, we trying to figure it out.
We're trying to figure out right. And,
You know what I'm saying?
And so, like I said, for me, it's a culture. It was a way of life. I didn't feel like I was faking it or trying to be something that I wasn't. And what I mean by that, I had to experience life. So growing up, I was a great sports player, and things happened. So I'm going to say it, man. Growing up at 13, 14, I guess you could say I was a follower in a way. And I say I was a follower because we follow people that we look up to, people that we think, oh, if I go kick in this car window, you know, they're going to accept me. I'm cool.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So growing up, going into detention centers, group homes, and boot camps and shit like that I was doing, I experienced this at a young age, you know, and that gave me a lot to talk about. That gave me a lot to feel.
I mean, we human. We all listen, brother. I'm gonna keep it real. I mean, I done did my dirt. You know what I mean? I done been behind the wall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I done did my prison time. You know what I mean? I don't glorify. I don't talk about it. It is what it is. But some certain situations you gotta go through to be where you at today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what makes you. That's what makes you. You know, like, so that's what gave me to the
The drive,
the guts and glory, the enthusiasm to actually become an artist and say, I'm gonna start writing my own music. So it went from reciting, being other artists, that inspired me to. I remember I used to go to Teterboro Technical School right here on 46. I was trying to learn for a trade, electricity, and I was sitting there and whatever, it was lunch or I might have just said fuck class. I just was sitting.
Did what we did in high school.
And I started writing my first raps there. I remember that, and You as an artist, you always judging constantly. So at that time, it was high school, so we're still looking for acceptance. We're still looking for approval. So I will spit this to my boys and them. Yeah, it's cool. I remember even growing up, being the people I hung out with, like, yo, let's start up a rap group, and people used to laugh. And not laugh at the fact that, you ain't got...
Because back then it wasn't taken like it's taken now.
Yeah,
no one really thought it was going to be what it's going to be.
But what I'm saying is, it was my vision. Like, everybody else around me didn't want to be an artist, but we lived that type of lifestyle, like, whatever they was telling us how to be, these artists. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
so,
I feel you.
But they knew these lyrics too, but nobody's felt like...
This is who I am.
This is who I am, right?
Hip-hop is me.
Hip-hop is me. It's my way of life and culture. And not even that, I just felt like, even at a young age, this is my duty. This is a duty to, you know what I'm saying? This is a duty to
let the people
inspire.
know.
Inspire, bro.
You know
I feel like I'm the next savior of the world.
That's how you should feel. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with feeling like that. But what was your first MC name? Because I know, listen, I wanted to be a rapper, so we all went through the names. What was your first? When you put that pen on that pad, what was that first MC name? Though?
Rugged. It was Rugged. I think, you remember that when they used to call me Rugged? Nah?
If it fit?
Yeah, I used to call myself Rugged. I mean, it wasn't really my hip-hop name, but coming up, I had aliases, so I guess Rugged would be, that got me into how I got Dre Chief. It started off as a joke. Like Chief Long Pipe, we was trizzing this chick one time. I won't get too detailed.
Right.
And she said some shit about Chief Long Pipe. So I was like, oh, okay. So we ran with it. But anyway, so Chief, though, the reason why I call myself the Chief, because like I stated earlier, I've always felt like the next savior of the world. I always felt like I was the front guy, the first guy in line. You know what I'm saying? And Chief itself, it stands for creates himself in extraordinary fashion. You know what I'm saying? It's a breakdown to that. So it's Dre Chief, and then it's Chief God. We'll get into it also. I actually stopped rapping when I got deeper into my career. And we'll get to that. And that's how Chief God came back. I came back as Chief God. I'm still Dre Chief, but it's like the personality, the person who I am, it grew.
You matured.
I matured, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we all. I mean, how many rappers we look around now got multiple names? You call it Nas, Esco, and
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
all about the
at the moment, yeah. Because nothing is the same a minute ago.
It's also rotation.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
It comes back around.
And you saw the game come full circle. You know what I'm saying?
And it's one of those things that you got to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you're being down, you got to have your boots strapped. You know what I'm saying? And
so when was, not to cut you off, but having your bootstrap, getting tied up, putting that hoodie on, tying it up, cold nights, you know what I'm saying? Was it ever the time when you said to yourself, man, maybe this rap shit, when you first started, not when you matured, because when we first start, we think we off to the races, we going to the top.
Yeah.
But, that cold night, you walking home from your crew, you done did, and you feel like, man, maybe this ain't the path, man. What age was that? Because when we young, we do go through that period. I know for myself, when I was young, I had a moment in time where I said, man, fuck this.
Believe it or not, those thoughts and emotions actually came to me more as I got deeper into my career.
Okay.
As when I first started, it was like this is my plan A and B. There was nothing else that I felt like I needed to be or wanted to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So there was those emotions that, to really be honest, it probably didn't occur till 28 years old.
I mean, that's honest.
30 years old,
saying?
But I started doing my own raps like around 16, 18, 19, and then 22, 23. That's when I started really to do it as like, I would, you got the path, you got past the level of, okay, I got the, I got the balls to do it. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, all right, you got the balls to do it, so now what you gonna do with it?
Right.
Because it's just you could put a blueprint of work of architects, architectural stuff, and if we ain't building it, we ain't gonna profit, make money off it.
Right. Now, did you ever get signed?
No, and that's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Word?
Facts.
Okay. So you stayed independent your whole career?
The whole career.
That's dope.
The whole career. And how I feel about that, I think it's a blessing that I haven't got signed. The reason why is because it's like sports. When you get picked up and then you get dropped, you're a free agent. In the music business, it seems like nobody picks you up after you get dropped. You know what I mean? It's not like the ball players where you playing for the St. Louis Cardinals, now you're on the Oakland A's. It's not, you can't, unless you're a big artist like that, you're not really jumping from label to label. They're not going to pick you up. Because they already know, like, bro, you sold this much, you did this much. You know what I mean? So why am I going to take a risk on you?
That's the business side. That's the bullshit side.
That's the business side. So as far as me, I didn't get signed, so that I'm ahead because that experience hasn't got there yet. So labels and things in that nature, they're eager now. They're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on?
I gotta ask an honest question. Did you want to be signed though at one point?
Absolutely, because I thought that was the way.
Okay.
Because again, as an artist, we're doing so much work. I mean, just the fact to create something and put it on paper, and I don't even write no more. You know what I mean? I don't even put it on. And I'm not saying that cocky. I'm saying it for real. Every artist needs to get to that level where they stop recording with their cell phones or writing things on their cell phones or writing things on paper to the fact that you actually writing it in your head. But anyway, we'll get to that. What was I just saying? My bad.
I was talking about not being signed. Did you want to be signed?
Yeah, absolutely. And because I didn't know. Oh yeah, that's
you didn't
what I'm
know
saying.
the business.
As an artist, we have so much to do. We got to create the music. Then we got to record the music. And then, mind you, I'm budgeting everything. So at this point, I'm like, all right, I'm 18, 19, 20, whatever it is. And I'm like, I'm coming out of my own pocket with this money.
For everything.
For everything. And I still am.
That's what I'm saying, even to this day.
Even to this day. And that's why I said those emotions and those thoughts that you asked me, do I feel like saying, yeah, maybe this ain't for me, I felt like that deeper into my career because that's when it started becoming the real deal shit. Meaning you're budgeting and budgeting. And, I'm a hustler. I'm a negotiator. So when I negotiate and hustle things, it's not just not the profit
right.
of it. But you can't expect that as an artist at 22, 23, 24 to actually independently make some money off this. You could expect it, but you expect to get signed before actually saying, you know what,
Facts.
I'm gonna do this on my own because I'm naive. I got taken advantage of. Pause. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to business wise.
Okay.
So I made a lot of big moves in my career. But then I also made a lot of fucked up ones. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? Because
this is reality.
This is life. I didn't know what the hell I was hungry. So you was selling me a dream like, yo, bro, blah, 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 blah. I was getting overcharged for things, but I still paid it because, it is what it is. I was working with a dope producer at a time, and he's not even gonna get the shout out. He's not gonna get the name. I'm not gonna say his name because he doesn't deserve it.
We don't
but what
need
I'm saying to you is, but people that I trusted and
they took advantage of the situation.
Took advantage of the situation. They didn't actually want to make me blow, want to make me pop, but
they
took my bread.
Of course, it's a money grab.
And it's like the rumors that people say that, and maybe I shouldn't be saying this, that Diddy off Big because Big was gonna go on his own way. That's a rumor, right? So it's like the same thing. Niggas didn't want me to advance. They didn't want to let me go.
They were scared that you was gonna outshine them.
Right, and that's the problem with artists, and life and people. I'll lay it out for you. I'll tell you exactly how I did it, when I did it, what to do, but it's on you to execute it. So I'm not worried about giving people my plugs and my connections and telling them, listen, you should do this, you should do that. Or here, take my guy Dre, you do some dope videos. Here's his number. Yo, Dre, your mixes sound clean.
People don't want to throw that alley-oop because they afraid.
Yeah, well then they should question why the success is where it's at. Or people like, well, Dre, you ain't got 20,000 followers. You ain't got the blue check in your name. It doesn't matter about all that. Those numbers don't matter. What matters is who I am right now and what I'm providing to the world. That's the biggest flex.
A lot of people don't get that though, Dre, because we live in a world right now where everything is social media.
Listen,
social media got a lot of. I know where you're coming from because I'm born in '74.
Facts.
So at the end of the day, I know where you're coming from, but the new era don't see what we saw.
Because there's no discipline.
And there's no teaching.
See, this is good. We got to get to this. Is very important. Me growing up, we had the leaders of the artists as the leaders, like, and everybody had whoever they really rocked with. You know, whether it be the Pacs, the Bigs, the Hoes, the M's, you know what I mean? We had such a variety. I'm not dissing and getting on nobody now, but I don't feel like anybody's the next savior of the world. You know what I'm saying? Or the next somebody that I can say, even though these artists told me to do things that maybe weren't so positive, but it wasn't in this type of form and light that they doing it now. You know what I'm saying? Everything has a negative and a positive. Without negativity, there can't be positivity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to bring forth the negativity. This is why in the era that we grew up and listening to music, it was like, wow, like you felt that pain. You know, they might have been talking about selling drugs or whatever, but they weren't talking about doing them. You know, they weren't inquiring, listen, this is what you should do.
This what makes you cool.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like I have a duty to continue doing my music, because I'm right there regardless. But not even that, it's just to motivate the next man, to motivate myself. You know? I wake up every day with a desire of life. I have, what's the word, niche? You know what I'm saying? Niche. Find that niche, y'all. You know, I did a show in Brooklyn 2 weeks ago. Again, I stick with the basics. A lot of talent up in there, but they rapping over their voice. I don't know who's PRing these people. Maybe that's the new thing now. But when I perform, the only thing that you're gonna hear in my music, my performance of that record, is the hook. But when I go on with the verses, you don't hear my vocal on that verse.
Yeah, but
so I'm not judging, but these are things that I'm seeing as
the game is different. It's a gimmick game,
bro.
It's not a talent game. It's a gimmick game.
I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. I don't do any of that stuff when I go on stage or when I'm doing work like this.
You want to stay focused.
Yeah, because my vibration level. People don't understand that. You are a godly person. We are gods and goddesses in this world, y'all. I made a song called "Goddess vs. God." And the reason why I made that song is because I felt like it's time somebody, says something that like this. Like, goddess versus God. It catches your attention. It's like, I don't like that. Oh, wow, that's kind of deep right there. Let's see what's going on.
Two sides.
Either two sides.
Positive or that negative that we're talking about.
And so I feel like doing, when I'm not going to taint my pureness with drugs and alcohol before I'm trying to impact the world or somebody. What I'm trying to tell you is, if I'm the leader of the clique, Drake, you Chief God, you Dre Chief, and you over here looking fucked up, all stuff. How's my whole crew gonna follow?
Exactly.
They're not gonna respect me.
Makes sense, but that's the difference though, and what the time and the basis is. Because listen, what you saying is, as a leader, I'm going to represent my team. I can't be up here looking crazy.
Facts.
But on the flip side, you got the whole team leaning. So that's what other teams like to do. Yo, we all gonna get drunk.
You ever notice the most successful artists is that they build this empire, they build this team, right? And it's just like, who's the boss, obviously, right away. It's like a soap opera. And then slowly but sure, they just slowly start flicking away. Because they them own selves put themselves in these situations, Like, for instance, like say Beans, right? Beanie Siegel doing all the shit, shooting people, shooting them, whatever, where he got locked up. Somebody like, all right, I set you up for success, and then now you set yourself up for failure. You know what I'm saying? And people, what I'm trying to tell you is that, what did you do? You could have ran with that.
Of course.
You could have, and then what you did, you did run with it.
You took the negative run though.
You ran with it, and you took it as far as you could go, and then that was it. So that's why I feel like certain things that I see in artists, I don't mimic them. But they always say, study the great and make it into your own.
So that's enough. Say that again for the culture, man.
Study the great and make it into your own. If you're smart, you learn off your own shit. If you're wise, you learn off the next man.
Right.
The good and the bad. What to do and what not to do.
Exactly.
So I take a lot of pride into that. A lot of, all right, well, what are we talking about? So my content and my music also, when I stopped making music for 3 years. You know why? Because it was with the management team I was dealing with, the people I was working with. I just felt some type of way, and then I said to myself, I don't need this shit. I stopped for 3 years, bro. I didn't write a verse, nothing. I didn't do anything.
Features,
nothing. I stayed away.
You stayed away from the whole industry.
The whole thing. And then
hold on. You was tired. I mean, what led you to that point? I
got tired of giving people my money I was taken advantage of, and I just basically was
lost interest of the game. Cause sometimes we fall out of love with shit.
It wasn't even I fell out of love with. I was just tired of the people I was working with. I was spending a lot of money, and I just say I don't need this. Okay. I just said fuck y'all, fuck everybody. I cursed everybody out. I cut everybody off, and I found myself. I started doing meditation. I'm a 5%. I'm part of the Nation Gods and Earths. I have knowledge of self. I do metaphysics. Study metaphysics. So I started doing some work on myself for those 3 years.
Spiritual guidance and all
yeah,
that.
I went back to the drawing board and started to see what I really wanted to do with my life, and then that was that. And then
what was you doing for those 3 years though?
We here, we live, right?
Yeah,
what I'm saying is we live and people tuned in and I feel like if I'm not being transparent with the world, then what the fuck am I doing this for? So there's people out there that want to know who Dre Chief is and Chief Guard in my story, right? So within those 3 years, I stopped and I was in a relationship and it was a bad one. I'll be honest with y'all, bro. I started indulging in alcohol.
Okay.
Shit,
ain't nothing wrong with it.
No, but I'm talking about I started picking up a problem with alcohol and substance.
But you noticed it though, and I respect the fact that you even.
I want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. I think this is good. People need to hear this.
I mean, hey man, this is your platform, champ.
But you know what it is, though. I'll be honest with you. This is what brought Dre Chief back. So because you want to know, wait, hold on, you stopped for 3 years. How did you come back?
Yeah, like you stopped. What was you doing? Where was your mind at? Where were we at for those 3 years?
I'm gonna keep it 100. I started drinking. I started doing substances and shit like that, and then I went to a program called Recovery Unplugged. It was a hip hop. It was not hip hop. It was a music program.
Okay, where were they located?
And I went to Tennessee. They got them all over the country.
Okay, I never heard of it. That's why.
Tyler from Aerosmith.
Yeah.
It's his joint.
Okay.
So I went over there.
How did you find out about that though? A little bit of homework. Somebody referred you.
I'm a Teamsters. I'm a Teamsters union. So I have insurance and shit like that. So my Teamsters people, I told my Teamsters president, like, listen, I'm losing myself. I don't know where the hell my life is going. I'm drinking. I'm doing substances.
What age was you at this point though?
This was 6 years ago. No, I'm lying. This was 4 years ago. Because I stopped for 3, and then no,
it don't matter. You figured it out.
I was like 32 years old, 33 years old.
Okay.
So I told they know I'm a hip hop artist, so they were like, we got the perfect place for you. So I went to this program, and it was all about music. Everything was about music. Like I had to perform, like I had to write music. We would be in these groups or settings, and we would listen to music and break it down if you listen to music. See, the first thing you ask me is how did I get into music? If you listen to the music when I grew up in the 80s, even in the 90s, they're talking of reflections of substance abuse. All these artists, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, if you listen to the music, if you listen to Meatloaf, if you listen to Metallica, Guns N' Roses, they're all talking about drugs and alcohol.
Yes, they are.
And the problems with them and shit like it. So anyway, so we had to pick the songs and that's how I came back, bro. Real talk. That's it. That's my story of how I left to how I came back. So I came back even stronger.
That's dope though.
And so mind you, think about it. Just imagine you ain't do nothing for 3 years. You started drinking. You felt fucking sorry for yourself because some girl cheated on you and shit like that, right? And then you started drinking. You went to a program. You came back even stronger and better. And now you and 3 years later, we're here on the Round the Table podcast. You know what I'm saying? But I picked up right where I left off. So that's where I went from Dre Chief to Chief Guard. You know what I'm saying? Because I create myself in extraordinary fashions, and I am the motherfucking God. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully to people's beliefs.
Right. It is what it is with certain people's beliefs. Yeah. We gonna respect that. But I understand where you're coming from because what you're saying is the truth.
So I want people to know that, you know what I mean? And there was a one point in my life where I felt like that this is like an embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know what the problem is that a lot of these. I went to the show in Brooklyn real quick. So it was this dope. There was this kid that the host. She was from Brooklyn. She knew him, and she was bigging him up like, "Yo, he's the next best thing." Dude, he started maybe 30 seconds into his thing. He was spitting good, and next thing you know, he just stopped. He forgot his lyrics. He started stuttering, and the worst thing that he did, "Yo, my bad, yo, I'm drunk right now." You know what I'm saying? So I just looked at him and I said, I remember when that happened to me. But I was like, I hope this is the most embarrassing moment for him as an artist.
Right. Sometimes you gotta fall flat on your fucking face.
Bro, this is
get
what
the fuck up.
That happened to me one time. He was actually with me. I was at a bar and they were doing a live band. And then, I was cocky and I'm drunk. And I told the lead singer came to the bar. And I said, yo, I'm a hip hop artist. Won't you put me on? And I do something.
Right.
Thinking that, I'm talking my shit. Next thing you know, he's calling me, yo, where's Dre Chief at? And I'm like, oh shit, he's really calling me. So I went on stage. So I got writtens in my head. Mine's just a live band, but I'm sauced. So they're playing the beat, the drums. And I go on there and I'm trying to spit a written. I say 4 words. And next thing you know, I just went blank. And I got everybody looking at me. People that I know, DJs that I grew up with, my man right here who came up with me, who was, who believes in me then and still.
Right.
And how embarrassed, this is your chance, prove your shit.
Because,
I choked, so.
But you have to be ready. You know what's funny, though? Those are moments that you need in life.
You need them.
A lot of people don't want to, we don't want to experience those moments.
Bro.
But I'm going to keep it a buck. We need those failure points.
Yeah, because look what it did to me. And actually, from that point on, I have never picked up a drink or smoked a L, whatever people do before they go on stage. I've never done it ever since after that. And when I saw old boy in Brooklyn,
it took you back to that moment.
It took me back to that moment, and I say, I hope this is the best learning lesson for him.
Did you pull him to the side though and chop it up?
I did it.
You should have though.
I should have, but you know why I didn't? Because he needs to understand what he did. Because sometimes that's interfering in people's karma. You know what I mean?
I respect that.
So I know where he went wrong. But what I'm trying to say is that was a moment for me. I could have easily said, wah, fucking cried and put myself into bed and lock myself in my room for 2 weeks and not pick up nobody's calls and be depressed and say I'm never gonna do this again. Somebody like him, I respect my man Young. He was bad. He was bashing me.
I mean,
you know
but
what I mean?
he's supposed to bash you because you look like a fucking idiot. Right. That's your man.
Right.
If your man can't tell you the truth,
right,
then that's not your man.
Right.
That's just the truth.
And he told me straight up, and he knows exactly that moment I'm talking about. And I could have easily stopped. That could have been the end of my career. I could have put black magic on myself. So if you tell a 4-year-old or 5-year-old, listen, she's singing and you in a bad mood, and you say to your son or your child or your niece or nephew, stop singing, you can't sing. That child won't sing again. And
that child will never forget the fact that you told him that.
Right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So it's like we put black magic on ourselves. Our success only comes and goes by our own making. Me telling myself that it's still possible is the only reason why I'm still doing this.
But that's strength and will.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that.
And you know what? It goes back to the shit that I've been through in my life. As wanting to become an artist, to actually living all these life experiences, to actually saying, wow, So, hold on a second. Young, so every, 10 minutes, stop it and do it again. My bad. I had to say that. That's what makes me great, bro. Is I can sit here and have a conversation with you man to man, meeting you for the first time.
And we being real.
And being transparent with you.
That's what makes you great, though, guys.
I trust you more, Lord, than I trust a lot of people I grew up with. Believe it or not.
I respect that. I appreciate that.
You know why? Because we got something, not say to prove to each other, but we're looking at each other like man to man. We know the street codes. We know the codes of life, right? With somebody you know your life, that knows you all your life, they think they know everything about you.
That's a fact, too. You got to repeat that for our listeners because that's some real shit.
You know what I mean? So the person that would do you the worst, I trust somebody that I just met. I trust y'all right now. I trust you more. I trust somebody I just met more than I trust somebody I know all my life. Because the person that I know all my life thinks he knows everything about me. So, but that being said, he thinks he knows where I have my bread. He thinks he knows how much this, that. He knows my next move. He could, he knows blackmail
when I'm frustrated.
me. And he's my least supporter as well.
Right.
He's my least supporter. I got people that repost my shit, do things, support me in so many ways. But I know people that I know 30 years, they won't even. And I don't care about that.
Yo,
that don't bother me.
Let me touch
that.
On that.
I don't need people, bro.
Let me touch on that because it's funny, man. All my guests. It's funny that every one of my guests said the same fucking thing. And don't get me wrong, a lot of my guests have some great support systems, great team around them. But a lot of them, we all said this like, yo, nigga, you fuck with the hardest. won't even give you that. But you know what? That just, my man, shout out to, the mayor. He always says the same. He always says this shit to me. Support is free.
Yeah. Well, they'll support Drake. Hey, shout out to Drake and his birthday, but they won't shout me out for my birthday.
Cause it's the hype though, and we live in that industry hype world. You know what I'm saying? But on the flip side of things, let's talk about these Teamster things, man.
Yeah.
Cause a lot of people don't know that side about you.
Woo. Well, that's
how did you get involved in that?
So besides being a hip hop artist, I also had a regular job. Mind you, like you can't just you live this path of being a hip hop artist.
So you wasn't selling bricks, you wasn't out of town, you wasn't flipping 90 keys.
We did that too.
Of course, but you kept it,
But what I'm trying to say is that with everything that I inquired doing all that, if I don't have something legally to prove it,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Then I can't flaunt nothing. You know what I'm saying? So we did all that side things, but I found this job in Moonachie, New Jersey. It's called Crest Foam, and it's a union-based job. So basically, we make foam, but it's represented by Teamsters, and at every job that's represented by a union, they have to have a shop steward.
Okay.
So it's somebody who represents the team there and reports back to the big bosses, the Teamsters.
Gotcha.
So I ended up being in that position out of maybe I think 5 years of me working there. I became a shop steward because nobody wanted to do it. So I was the representative there. And then just fast forward.
Which kind of fits your character.
Right. Exactly. And that's what the representative told me. He was like, Dre, who else is going to do it? Who else is going to represent 40 guys?
And be passionate and sincere about it.
And be passionate and sincere. But right. And at that time, I didn't see it, though. I was like, man, all right, fuck it, I'll do it. So I became a shop steward. So in the mix of me being a shop steward, we got to do contracts and things of that nature. And I have a charm with people where, when we talk about negotiations, we talk about people's livelihood, we're talking about the wages, we're talking about the health coverage, we're talking about just being taken advantage of at work, whatever, a lot of things. So I became that. I did well in that position, and I was offered a position to go work at a bigger scale. Okay. As a real Teamster, as a real business delegate agent. So I've been doing that now for like 4 or 5 months, but again, I've been doing it. I can't say 4 or 5 months because I've been doing this for 15 years at my job that I spent at. So I became this delegate. We're located in Queens, New York. So basically, what we do, if people don't know what Teamsters are,
break down for our fans that don't know, man.
If y'all ever heard the movie The Irishman, it's on Netflix. Check it out. It's Jimmy Hoffa, that's Teamsters. We're going back to the mobsters days. The day, Teamsters obviously has changed. It's mafiaed out in a way, kind of. I don't want to put that type of energy and the name on it, but it is what it is. In this time of day, 2022, things have changed. So what we do is we represent the workforce. So if you have a job currently right now and doesn't have a union, you could get fired Monday morning. Basically, you can come to work Monday morning. If without a union on your job, you can come to work Monday morning. They can say, thank you for your services. We don't need you no more.
Okay.
They don't have to give you increase in wages. They don't have to give you benefits. So when you have a job out there, if you're working out there without a union, these things may happen, and they most likely will. Now, when you have a union, they can't just walk in Monday morning and say, listen, you're fired. You gotta have this progressive discipline. We work out contract deals where every year they need to give you an increase in wage, even if it's 50 cents, even if it's 75 cents, $1, whatever it is. It's still something that better than nothing.
Right.
And we provide health coverage as well.
That's dope.
And if you ask anybody out there who's living, and people out there who's living now in this time of day without any health coverage, or you're paying out of your own pocket, then y'all know how much health coverage really costs.
An arm, a back, and 2 legs that you may not even have.
So people be like, well, what's the purpose of having a union, being in a union? But I just explained it. You know what I'm saying? You have job security, you have increasing wages, you just have everything.
You got a support system.
You got a support
you're not
system.
Just going to work by yourself to get blindsided.
Exactly.
And that's what y'all doing. That's dope.
Right. So we're for the people, and again, it kind of like you said, it reflects who I am as an individual and as my music career.
I feel like that, once you got a part of that situation with that, I felt like just off the strength of me talking to you now, like that was the role because, like I said, you're passionate, you're hungry, you for the people, but you also are the culture.
Right.
And a lot of people not able to have that and to be able to represent a bunch of other people because other people, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's always, I don't know, or maybe. Like, they shy away. They'll talk about it in the lunchroom when it's time to talk about it in front of the band.
Nobody wants to say nothing. You're absolutely right. As a shop steward, I dealt with a lot of that. A lot of people come with their complaints. And when Teamsters, the big bosses, union guys would come, nobody would say nothing. But that's why, like, the shops that I represent about 20 shops from all over New York to New Jersey. And
I just saw you close something the other day in Hackensack.
Yeah, and we did that in one day. And this is a company that made $38 million last year. And the highest they ever gave their company, their members, they had about 100 people in one shift in the morning, 7 a.m. to 3:30. They're about 100 people. The highest they've ever seen there was 60 cents.
And a raise?
And a raise. Out of all the years that people have been working there for like 40 years, the highest they've ever seen is 60 cents. Yesterday, I was able to get them $1 the first year, 75 cents the second year, and 75 cents the third year. So that, that's a big thing for them. That's equivalent. That's I think $2.50. They were getting 60 cents.
But how did they get in contact with you though? Like, how do they get in contact to make the change?
Well, every contract has an expiration date. So this company, we Teamsters, we have represented this company for many years.
Oh, so y'all already have represented.
We represent them already.
Cool. Okay.
So, but I'm an organizer as well.
Okay.
So basically, anybody out there who wants to be a union or feels like wherever they working at should be a union, reach out to me, because I'm an organizer as well. So, what do you mean? So, yeah, I'll speak to somebody like you. Listen, let's organize. I'm gonna organize this, but at the same time, if the job finds out you talking to me, what could they do? They get rid of you.
Exactly.
Because they don't want. But it's the American right to have a union. So if I get enough people's names on the list, then I
have to respect.
They have to respect it and they have to do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's class.
That's what's going on right now with people in Alabama trying to unionize in the Amazon warehouse.
Yeah. See, and you're right.
In Buffalo, Starbucks is trying to unionize.
Yeah. Because Amazon.
Thank you for that too.
No, it's funny you mentioned that because I just had a joint council meeting with the big locals all over New York, about Amazon, and then that's our goal is to organize Amazon.
So Amazon doesn't even have a union.
No. And Amazon
from different warehouses in the country are trying to, but Amazon's trying to cut that.
Because I heard they were dirty.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Yeah, of course they. Listen, that's a prime example of working for an employer that doesn't have a union. They treat you. You can't use the bathrooms. It's just like they treat you like slave work. Yeah, it looks good, sounds good. I have people at my old job telling me I'm going to go to Amazon. Hey, go to Amazon, but you're not. People are pissing in bottles. If you're away from your workstation in a certain amount of time, they write you up. Now, when you have a union and stuff like that, certain things that they're doing there, they're not allowed to do. It can't do. You know what I'm saying? But so our goal, Teamsters, our goal is to organize Amazon. Yes, that's one of the big things that we're really going after in 2022. Is to tackle that.
Now you also said Starbucks.
Well, I think there's one Starbucks in Buffalo that actually did unionize. So they did what Dre was talking about, and I think they was able to get a union going in Buffalo in one Starbucks store.
So can that one union that started in Buffalo, can all the Starbucks do that, or
they could? But it's all about how you organize it. So just because one gets organized doesn't mean all of them will.
Copy.
So just to give you an example of some big names that we organize, we represent. Fordham University in the Bronx. It's called Rose Hill.
Right.
We got a Fordham University in Manhattan. It's called Lincoln Center.
Yeah, I know where that's at.
We represent them. We represent NYU. Also, we represent Toyota, Westchester Toyota. We represent New Rochelle Chevrolet. We represent a lot of big things, bro. We represent cemeteries. We represent bodegas.
Hey man, if it need a union in the bodega and Poppy need it, let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. This is America. We need to get shit under
but you know why
where it need to be.
The number. Well, besides the fact that no employer wants somebody like me telling you how to run your house or clean your house, you know, you have to pay. The employee is the one that pays for the insurance. So at my old facility, they were paying $760 a month for each member. So just imagine that. This is why employees don't want to have a union, because they got to come out of pocket. They don't have, now you got to provide them with health coverage. And now, you know, but some employers are fucked up. They'll be like, yeah, we'll pay for some of it, but they got to come out their pocket too.
Of course.
You know, but since some employees don't. You know, but see, this is when you're coming into contract negotiations. This is the things that I try to tell the people. You guys want more money, right? Okay. Oh, we want more than $1. We want more. All right, cool. But remember, mind you, they paying for your insurance too. So this is all money that we're talking about. So you want $1.50? All right, I'll get you the $1.50, but now you gotta come out $20 a week for your insurance.
So it
kind
of don't make sense.
It make no sense.
And that $1.50 is going to your insurance that you're paying.
Exactly. When you could have just took the $1 and that came out your pocket for $20 a week. But you want $1.50, they'll give you the $1.50, but now you gotta come out your pocket. So it's all about a negotiation. I had that same contract. They had 20 for you to get 3 weeks vacation. They wanted you to do 20 years of service. I got them down to 15. So that's people are, well, that's not much. Yeah, well, think about it. There's people that's been there 15 years now, or 16 years, that actually get to have 3 weeks of vacation. They don't have to wait another 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah, but this place sounds like a slave ship. No disrespect, but at the end of the day, 15 years for a 3 weeks vacation.
It was at 20. I just got him down to 15. 20
is crazy. Like, you got to work a whole dub ski to
you got to have 2 decades just to get 3 weeks of vacation.
Hey, some people even last at a company 5 years.
But see, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
That's the catch-22 to the game.
Right, but this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what's going on in the world. So just to take it to this is what's going on in the world with workforce. Amazon on a bigger scale with a bigger name and doing that shit like that, but worse in a way that you don't even know about. But here's the bigger picture. I'm looking at it. The MLB, the NBA, the NFL, they all have unions. Hockey, they all have unions, right?
Right.
So you see the MLB just finally reached an agreement. They were locked out for like 90 whatever days. I want to bring the union to the hip hop industry. I want to bring teamsters into the hip hop industry. See, why isn't there a union in the industry? You know, so that's something like somebody. I said that to somebody. They looked at me like, yo, this is crazy. You know, Master P has said that one time.
He said it a long time ago.
A long time ago.
You know what I mean? A lot of other artists said it too. I ain't gonna front. Styles P said it a while ago. A long time ago too.
Well, guess what?
They was fucking with Diddy. They was like, yo, we need to do that. We need a union. Now, I think a union is needed in hip hop because a lot of brothers is just
being jerked.
But been getting jerked since the start of time.
But here's the catch. How do you see? That's why I feel like everything in my life, it's just playing out exactly how it's supposed to be. I've always felt like I was the next savior of the world. I know that might sound crazy to some people.
Now, my man,
clear.
But if that's what the fuck you feel, it can never sound crazy.
But I'm saying to other people, I mean, so I don't give. And what I mean by that,
that's the ignorance mind, though.
Right. And what I mean like that, and then to feel like that, number one, and then number two, to actually call yourself the chief. You're the chief, like you know what I'm saying? Like that right there just shows you all right where his mindset is at. So if I feel like I'm the next savior of the world, now I'm the chief. Now I'm in a position of power, like you said, where I'm not responsible for people's livelihood, but people come to me for a lot of reasons.
For help.
The
biggest word.
And now
help.
I am a business delegate, Teamsters, bro. So what I'm trying to tell you is I'm in a hip hop. So wait, everything is starting to fall, like organize itself.
It's playing with the puzzle is coming together.
It's coming together. This is the reason why I'm in the music business. This is the reason why I'm a business delegate in Teamsters. And there's a reason why we talking about bringing a union into the hip hop industry or just the music industry.
Period.
Because I am the union. There's nobody that has that type of plug. No, I'm not saying nobody has those plugs. Excuse me.
Right, I know.
But there's no artist who's a legit delegate.
Right, who can go actually and speak
and make it happen.
Right, and have some type of people
plug.
I'm gonna call you. No, this is what I do.
This is who I am in real life too.
Right.
So it's just like I think it's just an amazing thing.
It makes sense being that I'm hearing the story, and I'm like, yo, it fit. Yo, and honestly, I'm gonna say it probably 5 more times. It fits you.
Yeah.
You are the person to lead that pack.
I'm up for the challenge, bro. And like when I say the challenge,
and where does it start at though in the music industry? Where can we, like, where do we put that seed at to start it?
we just did
I mean, I'm talking about we got to get to the big boys. We got to get to the majors.
through. Basically, I gotta keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
I gotta just keep doing what I'm doing. I gotta keep knocking on the door.
Keep kicking the doors.
Keep kicking the doors in, and then eventually, like, I'm just a full package. You know, now being what I'm saying is like, well, pay labels and all say, well, we don't want to fuck with him. You know, but again, I'm a true believer in the universe, the high power, whatever you want to call it, works through people. This is a physical world. So what I'm trying to tell you is, everything that I ever created in this life, whether it be a music, a record, whether it be a car that I brought, whether it be anything that it came from a higher source.
Right. That's
common sense to us,
right.
But to other people it's not. And like you said, the seed has been planted. You know, and it goes from there. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this: if you had the opportunity, no, you know what? I'm gonna change it.
Right.
When the opportunity comes, what would be the first thing that you would want to change? If they can't, God, somebody heard this. Now they hitting you. They say, yo, Chief, where we gotta start at? Cause that's gonna be the first curveball they're gonna try to throw at you.
You know, the world is facing so many types of dilemmas or situations that when I get to that level, it's just like I probably don't know yet. Hold on a second. No good? What happened? I got you. Shit. That's a good one. That's
something you gotta think about because
you know I feel like I'm politics too though. Right?
I understand all that, but you know that's gonna be the first question. A brother might say, yo, where we going with this? Yo, let's start this, but what's the first thing? You know what I'm saying? What's the stepping stone?
And that's why, like I said, me getting deeper into the business in itself, knowing the music business and learning it is where I would acquire the knowledge to what step it should be taken.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Because at the same time, it's everybody wants to be independent. You know what I mean? Nowadays, nobody wants to get record deals. People want deals, but don't.
You don't have to right now.
You don't have to.
Just get your phone and hold it up and get a couple and if it goes ape shit, it goes viral.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, yo, we saw that. We need you.
But that's the problem is that people are doing things to be window artists or window people. You know.
But it's opportunity. I'm gonna disagree with you on that because the way the shit's so set up, it makes it so easy to pick up.
Oh no, absolutely, it's opportunity.
And make the opportunity and pray that it just hit the right person. And you gotta understand this too, cause I don't know if you're a parent.
No.
I'm a father. I got I got older boys, and when you sit down and you talk to them about what they're listening to, they listen to the Dirts, the Babies, this and this, the Little, the guy, whoever they listen to. Their thing is, yo, they did it so fast. That's all they see is how fast it happened.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They don't see, and I'm gonna throw this at you, and you're gonna laugh, but we're gonna go into that next. Like your man that you just been working with from the Lords of the Underground. Mm-hmm. They don't know his longevity.
Yeah, right. They don't.
They don't know his longevity.
Oh.
I do.
Yeah.
My kids don't because what? Huh? Now he's in North doing what he's doing for office, but still hitting the platform with you and blessing you. You know what I'm saying, on what you got going on.
You know.
But hold on, that's longevity.
Yeah.
My kids don't see that. They see this little dude that popped a year ago with a nappy head that was on Instagram, and all of a sudden now he got 100 chains. Now every time he's in a jewelry store, they show him jewelry. He's copping, and I'm not hating on none of them. Get money, young brothers.
Right.
Please, let's be clear. I'm not hating. But me and my man right now, we talking about the longevity, not just a small window of let me get on, let me get this quick 100,000 or whatever. It's longevity to this. Now I'm gonna let you speak, King.
No, it's and you hit it right on the money. And you know, I made a record called Garden State. Another gem that I want to give the artists out there, people out there. If you notice, oh boy, what's his name? Fabio something. The guy from New York, Fabio. He just made a song called City of Gods.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why he made that record. There's a reason why I made a Jersey record. There's a reason why Jay-Z made Empire State in mine. There's a reason why Ja Rule made I Got 100 Guns, 100 Clips. Because if you're going to make it in this business, you got to do a record for your state. You got to do a record for your city.
Of course.
So with that, a lot of people don't understand that. They don't see that.
But a lot of people also ain't repping where they from.
Facts. But if whatever the case is, I just gave him a gem. If y'all want to get on, do a record for your city and state. And if your city and state ain't backing you up, then you ain't got a shot. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, if they're not gonna pick it up or fuck with you, then nobody else is gonna do it. You know, I went to Brooklyn and performed a Jersey record by myself with none of my entourage, nothing.
As you should though, because you made it clear, yo, I know where I'm from, but yo, this is what I'm representing.
Right here, by Jersey, by my goddamn self. And I let her know. By the way, I'm from Jersey. If you want to know. Anyway, so I was blessed. You know how long I planted the seed on that. See, I did a record with Juicy J about 8 years ago, from 3-6 Mafia. It got FM radio play. On that verse.
Hold on. How did that come about though? Somebody plugged you, or that was just your hard work?
When I made an album called High Price Living, hosted by DJ Don DeMarco. Shout out to Don DeMarco.
Shout out to Don DeMarco. See, that's your peoples too.
Yeah, Don DeMarco.
Peace to the God.
Yeah, I've been rocking with Don for like 10 years.
Okay.
So you could say he's like my mentor, manager, my nigga.
Oh, he's on the Teamsters.
He's my plug. You know, he's my guy. I love him. So when we were doing that album, I got some plugs, and I got connected with Katie on the track from Atlanta.
Right.
Super producer out there. He did some joints. So he basically plugged me in, and I did a little deal with him, and he got me that feature.
Okay.
He got me the Juicy J feature, and
how did that go? How did that feature? You know what I'm saying? How did that take it? You know what I mean? How did the world receive that joint?
So I was working with Katie on the track. So I'll be honest, I never got to meet Juicy J. I never got to speak to him. I just got sent the feature. That was an original feature. But I never got to do anything studio wise with him. I got given the verse, the branch off that. You know what I'm saying? So it was basically like, we're gonna give you a boost. We're gonna use Juicy J as something.
Right. I follow
you know what I'm saying? So that's how that happened.
To source it up, and
then DJ Don DeMarco is DJ Clue's co-host on Desert Storm Radio.
Right.
On Power 105. So I'm plugged in. So they liked the record. So I got a deal on basically a single deal for FM radio. So they started pushing that record. But in that verse, I said, Garden State like do it all. I'm a Jersey boy, I do it all. 7-8 years later, I see him dealing with some people that I'm dealing with at a radio station. So I said, hold on a second. Do It All is at the radio station, at my people's radio station. I didn't go to the radio station, but what I did was I took that clip of the radio,
of that song, and I posted it and I tagged him. So out of nowhere, he's getting tagged, and his name is being Garden State like do it all. I'm a Jersey boy, I do it all. And before I continue, I'm like, people don't even gonna know that line. When I said that line 8 years ago, I was like, niggas don't even know what I'm talking about. Nah, but I knew off the top of my dome.
You know what I mean? If you know hip hop, if you know music, that's the type of artist that I am. I'm the type of artist that I always liked, like Redman. You listen to a Redman joint, I listen to it now, I'll be, oh shit, I just caught what he said. You know what I'm saying? That's hip hop to me. That you don't really understand it the first time you listen to it.
Of course.
Because, if there's hitting messages and
everything.
And everything.
And sometimes niggas got joints that we heard 20 years ago that could be a classic right now if it came out.
Yeah. Like for instance, that Juicy J joint. It happened so long ago, I should still be pushing it. I've done so many joints, and that's the thing and we'll get to that too, that becomes the frustration of an artist. So I started tagging Dude with all that clip of me saying, and basically we I kept tagging him. I mean, we kept DMing, and then next thing you know, I asked him for a feature. He said, yeah. And it happened.
And y'all shot the video.
And we shot the video.
Let the people know where they can go find the video too, man.
Huh?
Story.
What do you mean?
What story?
Oh shit. Okay.
Let the people know where they can find that video at.
Well, actually, you know what? That video is it's gonna be dropped next week.
Okay.
It hasn't even been dropped.
Okay, so you just was dropping clips on your IG.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we'll go to the kids' IG and check out the the up and coming video coming out and let the people know the name and who you got featured on it.
Yeah, it's Garden State Round. Actually, you could, the record's on all major streaming platforms right now, or whatever your favorite platform is. Is Garden State Roundway, Dre Chief in space, Dre space Chief, Garden State Roundway, featuring Dupree Do It All Kelly, produced by Official Above. But you ain't gotta write all that. Just look up Dre Chief, Garden State Roundway.
Right.
And Dre Chief for everything on my Spotify, and you can see all my records that I have up there.
So that was your first time really connecting with the king.
With Do It All?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into that. So basically,
Please, because I'm glad you was able to be. You and him were able to be together.
Yeah.
It's more authentic.
Yeah, right. Than the Juicy J joint.
Right.
Right.
Like, oh, here now.
Right.
Nah, we like you. It's
Right.
more authentic, man.
So when I told you I had to figure out how to make a record for my state. So then I was like, and then I seen Do It All. So again, you see how I work. You see what I'm trying to tell you is I did a record. I said his name.
You manifested it.
I
Man.
manifested.
You spoke it into the universe, and it came.
I saw it. I was like, "There's no way that I say his name on a record on FM radio. Now he's on the radio, so I'm like, the universe is setting me up." So again, if you're not ready, if you're not observant, I saw what the universe did for me. So I like I said, I hit him, blah blah blah. I kept hitting him, and then it's like pause. It's like asking a girl on a date, right? You hit her up, he's talking nice, and then next you know you ask her out. So it was kind of like the same thing. I kept hitting him up, showing clips, hitting him with the clips, showing him who I am. He's probably wondering, who the fuck is this kid? Right? And then I hit him with the, yo, dude, what's going on? I work with DJ Don DeMarco. I'm this person. I'm a rapper from North Jersey. I was wondering if we could do a feature. He said, yeah, let's get it. So then we locked in. We didn't do the session together. I'll be honest with you on that.
Okay.
I did send him my part. He locked in. He did what he did.
Yeah, but y'all got together for the video.
We got together for the video.
That's good though. That's good though because it's he was even willing to even go that far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm quite sure. I don't want to jump out the lane and say something wrong, but I don't think it was any paper involved. I think y'all kind of did it for the love.
We did it for Jersey. I mean, he again, everything is business. You know what I'm saying? So
it's business, but when I say paper, I mean, yo, if you ain't got this,
yeah, nah. I will. You know what? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
It was the love.
If you notice, like even with yourself, like today won't be the last time you hear from me. What I mean by that is, what I mean by that is, I build relationships with people. So that's why I've been working with Don DeMarco for 10 years. Do It All, same thing. I was hitting him first before I actually went ahead and sounded like a thirsty dude. I let him figure me out first.
But you also kept working and you was showing him your work.
Right, exactly.
And that's what brothers want to see. They want to see your work ethic.
Right, exactly.
They don't want to see a song. They want to see what you been. Where's the other songs?
Right, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
So when he saw that as an artist,
it was automatic.
That's what I'm saying. I know it was for the love. You know what I mean? Whatever was behind the scenes.
But especially for the video though. That, like I said, so that was automatic. I shot many places. I did 3 shoots, 3 different days in different weeks. But I made it more comfortable for him. I went to Newark.
Of course.
He's from Newark. He lives in Newark. But again, even before that, I was like, I need to make a Jersey record. But then, for me to say, why Do It All? You know what I mean? Like, this Redman out there, this Tretch, this Vinny, but something.
Yo, the stars lined up.
Yeah, it was something that attracted me to Do It All. You know, and not even that. Do It All is running for city councilman right now.
Exactly. Shout out to him, and he's going to get that.
And he's going to win that. He's going to be the first hip hop artist to actually be in politics.
Exactly.
That's a big move for him and for the game and for me, also because how I'm looking at this is this could be the next Jersey anthem. What I mean.
I'm following you.
You know where I'm going with this.
I know where you going
How
with
culture
this.
is taking over the life. McDonald's has a Travis Scott meal. You know what I'm trying to say? So why can't a hip hop record be a Jersey anthem? Like a real, like this is the Jersey, like this song represents New
And
Jersey.
he's in place to put that into motion.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell
Even
you.
if it starts, it could be the Newark anthem at first.
Yeah.
It's always a starting gate.
There's always a starting gate. So you see how I'm you see how
Champ,
I'm
I'm there,
I'm
man.
vision, yo, I always think big, bro. I was always not. I guess you could say taught. If I learned that if I'm gonna do it, just go big, bro. You know, you might, and that's how you inquire it. I was never afraid to, like, even that to do it all. Like, how do you do that? How did I say I'm gonna get this guy?
What you thought about it? That was number one. It's ways of. It's not. It's a saying. It's not what you do. It's how you do it.
It's how you
That's
do it.
number one.
Yeah.
You didn't come at him on some thirsty ass
Nah.
artist like yo.
Facts. Yeah.
You showed him your body of work. You showed him I'm out here grinding. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people need to hear this. Even not just with the hip hop, but with anything you're doing.
Everything.
Your presentation and how you carry yourself is everything. Because that first handshake might change your life.
Yeah, you know, I posted a clip yesterday when I was saying I was in Hackensack. I'm gonna, bang out this negotiation. You know, I was wearing my nice pants,
You was in your uniform.
right.
You was in the uniform you need to be in.
Right, but that's the first bet. That's the first bait. That's the first catch. So I'm dealing with a bunch of people who are millionaires who making money. I'm not gonna come looking with a hoodie and shit like that. Like my president, president of union did, because he knows these people already for 20 years. But somebody like me, I'm sitting side by side. I'm decked out, and it's like, oh, this
As
guy.
you should be.
As should be.
You gotta play the part.
And that creates this type of energy. And I always say the hard way is the easy way, man. Like, back to the Garden State record. That it's been on like 6 months. This month is 6 months that I've actually been manifesting this project. Like, we're getting him to do the verse, actually going to the studio to find a beat to incorporate him before he even agreed to do the song.
Wow.
I was in the studio, us three, finding a beat, saying what kind of beat are we gonna do to incorporate Do It All, and Do It All hasn't even agreed to do the song yet. I haven't even asked him to do it yet. So I did everything before he said yes.
But you planted the seed though.
I planted, yeah.
And when you plant the seed,
I delivered it. I already had it prepared for him.
You watered it, you nourished it, you took care of it, and now look what you got.
I recorded my verse, and we found the beat, and then my man, the producer, he hit me a week later with the Jersey, the sample from Tretch, from The Craziest.
Right.
So it was like so many minds were working, everybody, And then I recorded my part, and then I hit him with the, yo, dude, what's up? Can I get a verse on this? So I went ahead and made a whole song, a top concept, and then I hit him with the, yo, here it is. Can I get a feature on this? So he had no choice but to say yes.
But look at the differences. The difference of what you just said and what people may not understand is you came up with a whole concept, a whole song, and presented it. You didn't come up with, yo, I got an idea, I got a plan, this is what I've been thinking. No, this is what I'm doing.
Here it is.
And that's the difference. And I think a lot of us need to understand that. If we're going to work, let's work.
Let's work. Yeah.
Let's not, oh, well, I'm a half-ass it. No, because your dream can't be half-assed.
No, and I think that's just the difference between where people are at in life. And even in life.
Of course.
What separates us is what we did with what we did today. I want to learn something new every day.
And you're willing to learn.
Yeah, I'm willing to learn.
That's the difference. Everybody don't want. Some niggas think they know every fucking thing. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Nah, I mean, the
fuck out of here.
Like little things, like even if it's like knowing that a Dalmatian isn't born with spots. 101 Dalmatians.
See, I didn't even know that. You just gave me that shit. You see what I'm saying? I didn't even know that, and that's real talk. And I'm not, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? It's like it's little stupid things like that. Like, oh, okay.
But I didn't know that on some real shit. So you just really gave me that jewel, and I'm you know what I mean? That's some real shit. But also another thing when you say that too is about learn like today. I just learned really about what the delegate, the teamsters, what they're doing. I didn't really have an understanding of that because I never really been in that platform.
Right.
And what you also gave our listeners today is that jewel too. So for you to even say you want to learn something new every day, I believe in my heart of hearts that a lot of people don't even really understand how important that is.
Bro, because you know why? You know why I say that? Because everything that we've been taught, we've been lied to. We've been lied. What I mean, out of respect of whatever your beliefs are, a lot of shit that we've been taught is lies. So if you're not self-seeking, self-searching, some type of spiritual wisdom or guidance, understanding about what's really going on. And I'm not talking about Corona and COVID-19 conspiracy theory shit. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actuality, life, of who you are, and your capabilities. And again, that's why I feel like I'm so eager to step into the business of life, of where I'm at, where I'm going, because I just don't want to be a rapper. You know, I'm not a rapper. You know, and it might sound like something like Jay-Z might say, oh, well, I'm a hustler. No, I'm not just a fucking rapper. I'm an inspiration to life. I'm still living. I'm still learning life. You know what I'm saying? But as I'm learning, I want us to learn and grow together. You know? And that's why I've been transparent today with everybody, because that's the only way it's going to happen.
Right. Why falsify some bullshit and have the people thinking one way when it's really another thing, and it's just... It's all a hype smoke. It's all smoke.
Because there's everything that we touching on right now. There's somebody out there that's gonna relate to something that I've said today.
You're fucking right. You damn right.
You know what I mean? There's somebody out there that's suffering right now with alcohol, with substance. There's somebody out there that hates their job. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody
that got the girl left them.
Yeah, the girl left them, right.
And they turn to the substance, or they might be thinking about turning to it. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. And it's just so many things, bro.
But champ, though, let me ask you this, and I'm saying this on some real shit, and I'm gonna throw this curveball at you. So I know you play baseball.
Yeah.
I don't know your position, but I'm when are we gonna get the book?
I was thinking about
when are we getting the book, champ? You need that.
I wanted what is it, biography? What is it?
Biography.
Is it biography?
Tell all. When are we getting that from you? Because, and I say this, and understand why I'm gonna say what I'm about to say. Might have, and I'm just throwing this out there. Just say 300 people view this today. Okay, you go on another, broadcast network, they got 1,000 people. Okay. You go somewhere else, they see the video, they see, you're doing your thing. But the book is global.
Yeah.
That's the importance of your story. It needs to go global.
You know, as you're saying that, listen.
Let's cut the bullshit.
This is the dope part.
And I'm telling you this, straight up, it needs to go global because it's somebody sitting in Little Rock, Arkansas.
That's what I'm saying. As we're talking about this, I'm looking at the
side
clocks
of
on
the
the
world.
wall. You got Russia, you got Japan, Dubai.
And Russia's going through what they're going through, London. But it's somewhere that somebody needs to hear the Dre Chief story. That's not going to get it on a podcast, the networks.
You know how I know that this time around was, the saying, you love something, let it go?
Yeah.
And if it comes back, it's meant to stay?
Of course.
Bro, I stopped making music. I said it again, 3 years. I thought I was at the worst point in my life. No, I thought. I felt it. I was at the worst fucking point in my life. I was in a program showing people on YouTube, my YouTube videos, and I'm sitting here, what the fuck just happened to me? What did I do to my life? I got out of that program, I started making music again. What the fuck was I going with this? I just hit a blank. My bad.
No, it's cool, but that's the point that I'm getting at. What you did was you reinvented yourself, champ.
Yeah.
That program.
That's where I'm going with it.
Reinvented you.
That's where I'm going with. So you love something, let it go. Like this is gonna get into the book. When I came back, it was real quick to call Don DeMarco right away. That relationship never fell. So I had my
was
DJ.
y'all in contacts while you was in?
We were, and he understood my frustration. I told him, because mind you, you would think that this is Ja Rule's DJ. This is the URL DJ for Smack and Smack battles and all that shit. This guy, he's DJ Clue's co-host. So you would think like, well, I had a friend of mine tell me though he should be doing more for you. You should be on already. Like it don't work that way neither. You know what I mean? Just because niggas is close to people doesn't mean that they're gonna be like, hey, listen to this guy and he's gonna put you on with this guy and that guy. You gotta put the work in.
Niggas thinks that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't ask nobody for. I never asked Don DeMarco for, yo, can I get a feature with Ja Rule? I never asked Don DeMarco, can you give me a feature with Memphis Bleak and all the people that you know? No, not yet, because that's gonna come to me. I did Juicy J on my own. I did Do It All on my own. You see what I'm saying to you? So think about how the Don DeMarcos and everybody looks saying, wow, this kid's fucking doing everything on his own. But what I'm trying to say is, back then, before I stopped, it was hard for me to make a video. Like, when I say hard, it was like, it seemed so far away to actually make a video. Like, to call somebody up, be like, yo, listen, I'm interested in doing this video, and get...
It just seemed far-fetched.
It's just, now, when I came back, the guy who cuts my hair does my videos. So what I'm trying to tell you is, I stopped rapping, I went to this program, I came back, I found myself a new barber, and then he ended up being the guy who does my videos. So now, that's what I'm trying to tell you, it's meant to be.
Stars lined up.
It's lined up. So now when you mention the book thing, it's something that I've been having on my mind, but it seems sometimes so far away. What seems so far away for me? The videos.
Right.
Now it's like, I call my guy up, like, yo, listen, let's go shoot. And we shooting. And I have constant videos every month. So I have a good catalog of videos, so I'm not worried about that no more. Now the book, who's going to narrate it for me? Who's going to, sit down with me and doing what we're doing? Who's in that profession, that field, that publishing? You know what I mean? So now what's going to happen is maybe in a couple months, you're going to start hearing something about this. Because we just planted the seed. I've been thinking about doing something like this for a while now. But now that you actually brought it to life, now
I got somebody you can get plugged in with.
And see, that's where I was going with it too, because I figured,
I know somebody that just, shout out to one of my guests on here, Chill Will. He did a book. I had him. He's one of my second artists. One of my second guests. You can look at him on my podcast, on the podcast. His name is Chill Will. He's one of my he did a book. You know what I mean? And he wrote a book. And his shit is elite. And it's official and it's good. And I feel like you and him need to tap in.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And put that, because, like I said, your story, champ, is very inspirational. It's real. It's authentic. It's not sugar-coated. It's not fabricated. It's not, you could have came up here and gave me a bunch of mixtapes. And when I say mixtape, means lies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Don, I was in the studio with Ja. We did that, but you came up. Yo, I never worked with Ja. I never did, but I'm working with Don. So my man, and the fact that you even went through what you went through, and hit that low point. A lot of people, young generation, older generation, need to hear that, cause some people don't realize that, yo, it's a nigga that's standing right behind you. Excuse the word, nigga. I don't like to really use that. No, it's an individual. Now that's for my audience, because the times that we live in.
No, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm the same way.
It's somebody going through this that ain't gonna come up to Chief and say, yo, bro, I need help. Cause us men, we deal with pride and ego, so it's not like, yo, bro, I need your help.
Yeah, and that's why I'm being transparent about it, because I know there's people out there that are going through it right now. And if I could be transparent, it gives you the strength to actually go ask for help or to even talk about it. Because check it out. My worst moments is my best testimonies.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. I want to keep it coming. Like you said, I needed that failure. I needed to choke on stage in front of people that I respected me, and that might have lost some type of, not respect for me, but like, oh well, yeah, I don't see him. I don't see him becoming an artist no time soon.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. He's folding.
He's folded. That's it. So it's one of those things, bro. And
it's needed,
bro.
You need that
to be able to still to do what I've always wanted. Who I am today, I wanted to be. He used to come visit me in Annandale. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Annandale, George, whatever. He used to come and he used to tell me things, and I remember him coming to. He used to take my mom to come visit me, and I could see that right now, just vividly. Him sitting across from me, him talking, and me now. What I wanted to be then, I'm now. You know what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah, you was planting the seed.
Planting the seed. So it's just like I've been. in all reality, I'm living my
You've
dream.
been right, yeah. I was about to say that you're living your testimony.
You're living my testimony,
and you're writing your own story. That's why I said, champ, the book is needed because you're literally writing your own story.
You know, and sometimes I get aggravated. You know, I get aggravated too.
Of course, you're human.
You know, because you every show that I do, like this is Power 105.1 for me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no, I didn't come in here smoked out. I ain't come in here, you know, wearing some whatever. I know I'm gonna be on film. I know I'm gonna, you know, what I'm trying to say. This is Power 105.1 for me.
Right, you didn't come in here. That's why I said you came in here authentic. You could have came in here with a whole shit. Okay, I'm gonna shoot the bullshit to the masses.
You know, and
everybody think this shit is a fucking $1 million.
But me, I remember when I was in 2002, 2003, when we had a studio. When I first made my first mixtape. When I first started actually being serious about it, we used to have Lady Luck come through. We had J Hood. Remember that? J Hood come through. J.R. Rada, a whole bunch of artists. And I remember the guy who created the studio, who had the money, that never really believed in me, said, "Yo, but you rap like you Hollywood already. You rap like you're on already." He wanted me to rap like J Hood and all these people spitting crazy bars. I was rapping like if I was Hove and like if I was on already. Like, okay, yeah, I wasn't talking like I was popping Cristal and driving sixes and whatever, but I spoke and
spoke with confidence.
Yes, it wasn't like I was just talking shit. Because a lot of people who spit bars talk shit, and what I mean by that is no disrespect. You spit bars, I spit bars, but you know what I mean by that. And I mean, you see how I'm starting to get a little like hyped up about it because I take this very seriously. I take this craft, what I do, very seriously. And so I'm not an artist who just puts two words to rhyme together, sanitizer and
equalizer.
Equalizer. It has no meaning. There's no picture there, you know. So you know,
you're painting.
I'm painting, bro.
But you're an artist.
But that's why I don't write no more. That's why I have to do it in my head. You know, I have to see it. I feel like if I put it here, I'm not really seeing it. I'm forcing it. And these words come from a higher realm. It's coming from the source of life.
Right.
So a lot of problem that artists have that get them writer blocks is that they force it because they're not using the universal mind. They're using their human mind. And you can't create anything in the human mind. People are like, what the hell are you talking about, Dre? What I'm talking about here is that everything that's created in this physical life, it came from a higher realm. You had to see it before it happened.
Right.
You know, so it's just so many things. It's crazy, God. You know, I know I'm jumping from subject to subject.
My man, you good, man.
You know
this
I mean?
is live. This is conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
This is talk,
yeah, it's like I'm outdoing my own self because I'm like, where am I going?
Nah, it's nowhere to go but to speak what we speaking on because this is why I love my platform because I tell everybody, yo, I don't have a script to this shit. I'm not writing something down. I'm just talking to you and we just gonna kick it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if we go left, we go left. We go right, we go right. We come back to the middle. We go back around. But the moral of the story is, my man, your passion, and I say passion 1,000,000 times because the energy you brought in here today was on 10,000 and plus. And it's snowing and it's rainy and the day seems gloomy and I had a long day. I've been at work but you know what? I'm here with you. Wow. And I respect what you're doing. I love your energy. And that's why I came here with an open mind to receive what you had, brother. Thank you. That's what I want my people to understand, my listeners. You got to have an open mind and receive and just take the time out to just sit back and just soak it in. You might have said something an hour ago that touched somebody's life. That's going to change it for the whole night.
And I hope I did, because as artists, as public figures, whatever you want to call it.
Also as an individual.
As an individual, that's all I ever asked. That's why I do this. Like, if you ask the next 10 artists that come in here, you should not start them off, but somewhere in that interview, ask them, so why are you doing this?
Oh, I do that all the time.
Yeah. And that's how you really get the grasp of who this artist is, like, or why, like, well, Dre, ask yourself the question, why are you doing this? Why are you? Because I feel like I'm the next savior of the world. That's just the bottom line. And what I mean by that is, I'm not talking about some guy that's coming from the spirits. Yeah, I came from there too, but I'm talking about, like, whoever you, like, if you look at a president, the way is he gonna be the next savior? No, he's not gonna provide. There's something in me that is gonna provide something to the world that's gonna change it. I don't really know what it is. I know what it is, but I don't know what it is. Because what I'm trying to say is I do without doing. I know without knowing and I see without seeing. I see it before I actually see it. I do it before I actually do it.
That's why you created, King.
You know what I'm saying? Of the world, of my universe. We all, what I'm saying is if I don't come here today and do this interview with you, life will be whole different for everybody. For you, for me, we are masters of the universe.
Of course.
So by me coming here today, you choosing this date, and saying, Dre, this is the availability that I got, let's try to make something happen, is what changes destiny, it changes life. It either adds on to it or it takes away from you. And every decision that I make today is only going to affect me a year from now, 2 years from now. You know? So the artists that we're listening to is who you become. I'm not shitting on nobody's music. You know, but I don't feel like I'm better than everybody, but I do feel like I am the best at what I do. Yes. That's just the bottom line. This is Power 105.1 for me. So if any artists don't come here thinking this ain't Power 105.1, you're not gonna beat me. You're not gonna outwork me. I do my shows, I'm going to the Garden. You're not gonna outwork me, bro. Because you're not prepared. Yeah, I was you at one point. I went on stage drunk and high. I learned my lesson. Like you said, that was a valuable one. You know? But I take pride of even me rapping over my voice or not. No, I'm not rapping over my voice. I remember watching Jay-Z went down to Atlanta to go see Jermaine Dupri at a So-So Def Con, a gathering, like reunion, and they brought Hove out, and the DJ dropped the Dudes in Paris, Niggas in Paris, with Kanye, and then he actually played the record with Jay-Z's vocals on it.
He told him to cut it off.
He told him to cut it. You saw it, right? He said, hold on.
That was at Jermaine Dupri's birthday party.
You saw that, right? He told him, cut that shit. I'm not rapping over my voice. Hove easily with big chains, probably had some Douce. He could have just went over there, did some shit. He said, hold on. They might have staged that, too. What I'm trying to say, sometimes, maybe it wasn't staged. Maybe it was. Because they do things like that, too.
Of course. It's gimmicks this shit, but I don't think that part was staged.
I don't think that was staged. Nah,
I don't think that was staged, but I know what you're saying.
Like, sometimes they do things. Remember,
you gotta do
it's
shit because you got the cameras running.
Right, yeah, exactly. So it's all part of the game. So, hold on, it's all part of the game. And even if that was staged, that's genius.
Genius.
It's fucking genius.
We're talking about it today on this platform.
Right, that happened more than 10 years ago.
Exactly. So yeah, I follow you on that. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, if there's anything that I could really say to people as advice,
please do before we close out.
It's not don't be afraid to be yourself.
Stop. Yo, start over and say that one more time, because I think a lot of us don't understand that. We too busy trying to ride a wave.
Yeah.
Please say that, man.
If there's one thing that I could leave people with, is don't be afraid to be yourself. And being yourself is what will give you everything that you desire. I was a follower at one point in my life, and that was the beginning of my life. And I had a lot of struggles. And I feel like if you become a follower and you're still a follower at a certain age in life, you're gonna have struggles.
And you're a sucker.
And you're a sucker. Yeah, I mean.
That's my opinion.
But you know, if you see, here's my thing. People want to do. Let's keep this music relative. People want to do, the drill's popping, so I got to do drill music, right?
The wave.
Right.
What's the wave?
So look at the difference between them and me. So what I do is I dig in the crates and I remake music. Meaning, all right, so what song could I do that people don't remember, and it has a content, it has a topic, and remake it like Diddy did, like how the whole industry does. Every song that you hear
is a damn near 90% remake.
Remake. Been around the world, yeah. That was one of my favorite records growing up. I'm the macaroni with the cheese. Bro, that record's old. Been around the world, yeah. That's it's an original record. Like back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever it is. A lot of records that obviously we know that Diddy does this, but think about it, it's genius. Look at films. They made Ghostbusters in a female version. You know what I'm trying to say?
Everything is a remake.
Everything is a remake.
That earlier before we was on, that everything comes back and full circle.
Right. So, but then people are like, well, then Drake, you're not being original. Well, I am being original. I'm not doing what nobody else is doing.
I'm not following trends.
Yeah. Listen, here's another advice. Find out what 80 or 90% of the people are reading and don't read it. Find out what 90% of the people are watching and don't watch it. Find out the majority of the people what they're doing and don't do it. Do the opposite of what everybody else is doing and see what happens. It's crazy. So what do you mean, Drake? So yes, do the total opposite.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, do the total opposite of what everybody.
I respect that, and I'm about that.
Do the total opposite.
I want to be, you know what I mean? That's like with the fashion. You know, when the sneakers come out, everybody's trying to get the same Jordans.
I own one pair of Jordans.
But everybody's looking like each other.
I've owned one.
I don't want to look like everybody else.
You know, I don't buy Jordans. And unconsciously, I think that's why. Unconsciously, dude. I owned one pair of Jordan my whole life. The baby blue pattern letters that came out back when I had cornrows back in 2001. When they first came out, the baby blue padded, the red padded,
right.
the orange one. That was I spent $200 something for the baby blue Jordans. I overpaid them, and they were real. And that was the only pair I ever bought. I don't buy Jordans at all, not because I don't like them, but unconsciously because everybody buys them. Unconsciously, I'm not gonna wear them. Yeah, everybody wears Tims too, but there's just something about Jordans that people wait on fucking 2 days online for. It's just something I want to do.
But it goes back to what we said. The universe comes right back around.
Yeah.
Because when the Jordans first dropped, they wasn't even on like that. They was $100 and some odd dollars.
Yeah.
Now the first pair of Jordans that I ever got was the first ones that were made in '86.
Bro, those pairs that you're talking about, I see people that have them used, selling them for like $300.
$400. But it's the circle. You know what I mean? It's what we talked about. Everything comes back full circle, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's life. That's the game. That's the industry. But I'm gonna touch on something before we close out that we talked about. That with you, I feel like what you said is. I'm gonna be honest. You talk to people. We kick it with people. And honestly, I never had this situation happen while on this platform. Because I felt like everybody that I had up here, their story was pure and genuine.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it was authentic, and it was honest, and it was, you know what, I'm really into this.
I don't think anybody just makes it to the round table. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but sometimes you don't know everybody's story.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? True. I respect your story. Some people want the fame and the glory, but what I'm getting at is, your work ethic will show what you about.
That's it.
Your consistency. I don't give a fuck if you drop a shirt, a hat, a song, a book, an album, a hair product. Long as you're dropping it, if it don't sell, it don't sell. But long as you're putting forth the effort to put it out there to the people, eventually, at one point, somebody's gonna cop.
And that's what I keep telling myself. Eventually I'm gonna meet somebody that believes in me as much as I believe in myself. And what I mean by that is that we need people in life. This is the we thing. There's no such thing as that I'm gonna make it by myself. And for those people out there that feel like they're being used, you are. We are. We're all being used. But guess what? It's all about how you let somebody use you.
Amen.
All right? Because they need you and you need me. And we need each other. And there's always gonna be an exchange. Don't think that people are gonna do anything for you for free in this life. You might find some good people that'll link you up and stuff like that. But at the end, when it gets down to it, you gotta have a budget. And it sounds crazy. It's the reality of life. Gas prices have went up, and I don't even have to get into that. This just shows you. So if gas prices going up, you want your song being played on the radio, that nigga's number went up too. Excuse me for saying that. Everybody's number's gonna go up now. And this is why I felt like I took a break from this music business, because I was being taken advantage of. I felt like I was so hungry that I was making so many moves, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I live and learn. I learned now what not to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I had to make the wrong move or the right move. And so I'm blessed to be here today at this. You giving me a platform to express myself.
Man. We was, this what today was about.
Yeah, but I remember, but that's what I'm trying to say, Chad. Like, I remember I never got these opportunities. I never got to speak about my story years ago. And I've always wanted to do that years ago. I remember when I had my first internet radio. I was like, oh my God, and now this might be my 35th. Who knows? I don't know. But it won't be my last. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't gonna be your last time coming on the show.
You know what I'm saying?
Because when the book drop, you'll be back for that. And we're gonna bring that up.
But the beauty part about what I like meeting, listen, I'm eager to meet new people because, like I said earlier in this interview, the people that know me the best, that know me the longest, are my least supporters. So everybody that does support, see, when I play music, new music, and people I don't know are liking it, that means it's good. I don't rely on the people that I grew up with or people that I know to tell me that my music is dope.
Right.
And I'm prepared. You have to have thick skin because 50% of the people are going to say, nah, I don't like it. And then the other 50 are going to say yes. So if you're bothered by the 50 that don't like it, and if you're gassed by the 50 that do, then we got a problem. Because it doesn't matter if you like it or you like it. It's about me. You know, it could be a little word that the producer said, nah, it sounds good, but it was bothering me the whole time when he was mixing it. Like, I don't like that word. I said that word. And it doesn't matter if he keeps saying, no, it sounds good, Dre. If it doesn't sound good to me, I'm not going to like it. It's not about what other people think. I don't care, really. It's about what I like.
And he could have been bullshitting you just to blow smoke in your ass so you can fail.
Right. Yeah, basically. Yeah, because nobody's going to tell you what you want to hear. So you might as well tell it to yourself.
I do it all the time. I tell myself every day, I'm great.
Yeah, because nobody else is going to tell you that. Bro, I walk in airports. When I'm in the airport and the person that's cleaning the bathroom or sweeping the floor, there's thousands of people that walk past this person. Not one person says hello to them, acknowledges them. My crazy ass, hey, how you doing? You're doing a great job. And they just look at me like if I'm just, if I'm either bullshitting them or if I'm really telling the truth. In the way but you know what I'm saying? Like, I really go by and how many people actually told that person? If you go in the airport tomorrow and you see something like a custodian or something, let them know they're doing a good job.
Anywhere, you know what I mean?
You could have just anywhere. You could anywhere. I'm a teamsters delegate, right? So I give advice to management, and I say, listen, your employees' morale is everything. Sometimes people are not looking for 50 cents in their wages. Sometimes they're just looking for a big CEO or the boss to come by and say, you know what? Thank you for what you do. I appreciate you. You know, because they never see you. They only see you from fucking up top over here, and they might see you when you're in your Porsche or your BMW when you're going to lunch.
The walkthrough.
When you're going through the walkthrough with your tie, you don't even acknowledge nobody. That's what I'm talking about. Because you got these 100 people that's running your business, doing your stuff. Once you acknowledge them, you know?
I do that all the time, man. I always tell people, I appreciate you.
Bro, they'll never forget you.
Even the cash register, I'm at a cash, I shop rights, I'm here, and they appreciate you.
There's people in life that'll never forget you. I know them. I know both. I know both. The one that just left is Nev, right? Neville?
Right.
You know Neville used to cut my hair since I was a little kid, bro?
Yeah.
And you know I'm not bullshitting because I know that's his name, right? Neville.
Right.
Bro, he used to cut my hair when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. And he just walked out. And again, I'm a grown man now. So when he saw me, he probably kind of said,
and then it dawned on him.
Yeah, but he still doesn't know. He probably walked out here like, I know him. The other man, he said the same thing. Yo, I know you from somewhere. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I feel like I've always knew who I wanted to be. And now it's the world who's actually catching up to it. So I'm going to get a lot of those. I've seen you before. Oh, I know you from somewhere. Yeah, because this is destined. What I'm searching is searching me. What I'm after is after me.
I like that. That's confidence. That's passion. That's hunger.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real talk because you're speaking it out there, champ.
Yeah, it's coming from me. It's coming to me. None of this is coincidental. So what this does for me is just like it builds a relationship with you now, and we're gonna work and do other things. And now it creates on the level of the audience that, you know, maybe like you said, I could have said something, few things today that could have touched different people on different topics and levels. I did my job. We did our job. There's a reason why you have this podcast. This podcast is not about, well, look at me, look what I'm doing. I'm doing something with my life. Because there's a lot of people, oh, I'm doing something with my life. That's why I'm a rapper. Or I'm doing something. No, you're not doing this. This is a platform for artists, but for yourself to spread a word, to spread a message. You know? I always tell people when we're doing negotiations, who people you hire, you should look into who you're bringing into your house. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's going to determine your success. The people around you. The people you let in your house. You know how dust is accumulated?
Right.
Human flesh. So
a lot of people don't even know that.
Right. And it makes you wonder who you let in your house. You know? And here's another one. You want to know that person's your boy? Or he considers you like family? If he never invited you over to his house, he don't look at you. He don't fuck with you.
Oh, we already... That's already...
Nigga be like, yo, meet me at the bar, meet me at the club. But if the nigga never say, yo, come to the crib...
Brought you into the house, he ain't fucking with you.
He ain't fucking with you.
He ain't fucking with you. Oh, I'm gonna come outside.
Yeah, exactly.
How you coming outside?
I know you 20 years and I've never been in your house.
Say that again. I know you for 20 years. I've never been in your
I know you for 20 years and I've never been in your house.
You know why I'm saying this? Because a couple, my team, it is what it is. But it's funny, shit like that you said that in ping pong, because ping pong off for life, and it lets you know, and people don't always be understanding certain things or always don't pay attention. Like, bro, the niggas, not everybody. It is what it is. You gotta learn to have that relationship with people. It is what it is, right. And I'm gonna keep this the way it is.
But and real quick, I know we're almost short for time. I don't believe in friends. And you probably, what do you mean? Like, I know this guy a long time, for instance. But I feel, I said what I said because look at the best of the best people. Let's use the Beatles. They were friends, right? They made history. They ended up breaking up apart. Look at Jay-Z and Dave Dash. They made history. They made millions. They changed their hip-hop culture. And they can't even have a fucking conversation with each other. So the deeper that we get into it, and that's why I respect him and a few other cats that come up with me, because we're still together. And a lot of people that were camped out or had their crews and cliques, they don't even know where they live anymore. So if I'm lucky enough to still have people I came up with, cool. But then the ones that are still around, I evaluate them very well also, because there's a reason why you're still around too. It could be for the good, or it could be for like snake you.
Some people praying for your failure.
Yeah,
let me sit back. Let me be a part of G's failure.
Look at and I know this is fictional. These are movies, but G Money. Look at New Jack City. Where's his snakes off to? You know what I'm saying? That was his man's. Because you was stealing from him. You was doing the product, but you didn't have to kill him.
You got him help.
Yeah,
got him right.
Exactly. So that is little things like that. So, and that's why it came back to you. And that's why I stopped doing what I was doing, because I felt like that was becoming my karma. You understand what I'm saying? I was getting it, and then it came back to me, and I started becoming the consumer. So I said, I can't keep doing this. So
I'm going backwards.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking 2 steps. I'm taking 30 steps.
Yeah, but then it's like people that I represent, they've been in 30 years, 40 years. Don't sell yourself short. Do you know why people stay at jobs so long? Because they think they can't get another one. So why you think people? So it's like me saying,
it's like a relationship with a woman. You scared. You know the shit is garbage, but you scared to leave her because you don't want to start over with a new woman, or you want to start over with a new man.
For all those who are Spanish, it is a Spanish saying. It's like a tumbra. I'm only with you I'm accustomed, like a tumbra. People get accustomed. They get comfortable. They like a tumbra.
Used to it.
They're used to it. And bendito, maldito el hombre que cree en el hombre. Damn the man who believes in a man. In Spanish, it sounds a little better. But the person that believes in the man is going to fail right away. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is you got to trust something, right? But believe in something. But if you believe what the next man is telling you, as something like, you're gonna be disappointed a lot in life.
Yo.
Yeah. That's why I say there's no friends. Because look at the best of the best. That actually. It's either brothers or we're family. There's no such thing as friends. I don't like friends.
I respect that.
My friends are my enemies.
I respect that.
I have family. I have brothers. I have people who I look up to. That's all I want to be around. I'll be honest with you. I went to Brooklyn. I did a show in Brooklyn, and I say it again. I went by myself, not because I have no friends or I don't have an entourage and crew. Because this is still my vision. Even coming here, somebody I know all my life. But what I'm saying, because he still believes in the vision. He still believes in me. But everybody else that I reached out to, they didn't pick up or nothing. So I'm like, I'm not going to come. I'm not going to go to the show. So it got to the point where I don't need people to make me feel like myself. Like, I don't need 30 dudes. Like, Baby Sham. You know Baby Sham?
Yeah.
The record with Busta and Mariah Carey. Baby, if you give it to me, I give it to you.
Right.
Baby Sham is on that record. I think he's like in the second verse, the second guy who goes in. Bro, he came to the studio like 20 deep one time in Manhattan when we had it. And he had his beer. He was there for like 2-3 hours. He barely did a verse. But why did you come to the studio with 20 people?
Because it's the hype. It's the illusion. It's all the shit that comes with the bullshit.
You see who I came? I came with one person. I went to a show in Brooklyn. I went inside with my driver, an Arabic guy. You know? And I'm decked out wearing a New Jersey Devils that says Jersey hockey jersey on. Looking decked the fuck out. Everybody's with their crews. I'm there by myself with a fucking Mediterranean driver. Confidence, bro. You know, and like I said, this is you don't need people. We see again, you're contradicting yourself. You just said we need people, but we don't need people.
We need the right people.
We need the right people, right? 7 Degrees of Separation, or 6 Degrees of Separation, movie called. It's basically saying all you need is 6 people. You being a 7, which is the God number.
The God hour.
Right. You being so all you need is 6 people to get you to where you gotta go. And all the people that you meet in your life, it's only 6 of them that actually get you to where you gotta go. That actually give you that plug to that one, to this one, to that one.
Wow, that's facts, man. That's fact. Champ, I appreciate you.
Nah, thank you, man. 2
appreciate-
hours goes too fast. I feel like I just spent 40 minutes.
Yeah, it does, man. And you know, it feel good to be able to chop it up with you today.
Yeah, nah, it's.
And you know, the platform is yours. Anytime you got anything coming, you know the number. We gonna stay in contact. We gonna continue to build. Y'all know what it is. Let the people know where to find you at before we get out of here.
Facts. So, you know, basically, I'm on Instagram. Check me out at CHIEFGAWD7, Chief Guard 7. I'll say it again. CHIEFGAWD7, Chief Guard 7. YouTube, go to Dre Chief Music, Dre Chief Music. And for all my music that's on all the major streaming platforms, just type Dre Chief and you'll find me.
And that's what it do, man. We got a boy in the building. He gave us jewels. He gave us gems. He gave us wisdom. He gave us knowledge. And he gave us some understanding on some great topics. And shout out to you, King. I want everybody to know, man, you know what it is, man. March 30th, man, Boulevard Bistro. We live. I need all my up-and-coming guests. I need all my other guests that came. 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. 8 p.m. is the interview with my guy, Walt the Wizard. So come on out, let's mingle, let's politic, let's kick it. Enjoy some great food with the Boulevard Bistro family. And yo, you know what it is, man. We Out Travel TV's behind it. Shout out to the commissioner, the mayor. And I'm your boy, man. Love is love. I'm out of here. One.